Let's get right into it. Number 8. Nap time genius. Scientists found that taking a quick power nap can significantly boost cognitive function. When you drift off for just 10 to 20 minutes, your brain starts making connections that your awake brain completely misses. Your mind is basically playing matchmaker with random pieces of information while you're resting. One study showed that nappers were way better at solving tricky problems than the people who stayed awake. Even historical figures like Salvador Dali and potentially Albert Einstein were known for their creative naps. The technique involved holding an object that would drop and wake them as they fell into a deeper sleep. In those few seconds between awake and asleep, their brains would come up with wild ideas. While everyone else is chugging their 5th coffee trying to power through, your brain is literally rewiring itself during your nap. You only need about 13 minutes to get these genius-level benefits. Timing is everything. Nap during that afternoon slump when your energy naturally dips. Keep it short. Anything longer than 20 minutes, and you can wake up feeling groggy. Number 7. Daydream believer brain. People who daydream a lot tend to score higher on intelligence and creativity tests. Your mind is basically so powerful it gets bored with just one task. Think about it like having a super fast computer that can run multiple programs at once. While you're sitting there looking completely zoned out, your brain is actually working overtime. It's connecting dots from past experiences, solving problems you didn't even know you had, and coming up with creative solutions. There's a thing called the default mode network in your brain that kicks into high gear when you daydream. It's like having a second brain that works in the background, processing all the stuff your conscious mind is too busy to handle. Ever notice how your best ideas come when you're doing something totally unrelated, like taking a shower? That's your daydreaming brain at work. Scientists found that people who daydream aren't actually distracted. Their brains are just really efficient at handling multiple thoughts at once. It's like having a mental simulator that tests out different outcomes before you have to deal with them in real life. Number 6. Sarcasm Savvy. Scientists have found that being good at sarcasm is actually a sign of serious mental horsepower. When someone makes a sarcastic comment, your brain has to process multiple meanings at once. It's like solving a puzzle where the answer is the opposite of what you're hearing. You have to figure out what was said, what was meant, and why there's a difference. When someone says, "Oh great, another Monday," your brain quickly realizes they're not actually excited about Monday. That split-second mental flip-flop is actually making you smarter. Studies show this mental workout actually makes people more creative. Every sarcastic exchange is basically a workout for your problem-solving skills. Some people mistake this mental agility for attitude or rudeness. They see the eye roll but miss the brain roll. It's like judging a chess master for moving pieces in weird ways when they're actually planning 10 moves ahead. But there's a catch. You have to be smart enough to know when to use it. Dropping sarcastic comments in a job interview? Probably not the best move. Sarcasm is like hot sauce. A little bit makes things interesting, but too much and everyone starts crying. Number 5. Losing track of time. Losing track of time can actually be a sign that your brain is operating at peak performance. Scientists call this state flow, and it's like your mind's version of a superpower. Think about the last time you were so absorbed in something that you forgot to eat. Maybe you looked up and suddenly realized it was dark outside. That's not you being absent-minded. That's your brain being so perfectly matched with a challenge that everything else fades away. It's like your mind is a race car hitting the perfect speed on the perfect track. Your brain actually rewards you for this with feel-good chemicals like dopamine and endorphins. It's basically giving you a high five for being super focused. Some of history's greatest minds were notorious time losers. You can't force this state. If you're watching the clock, you're doing it wrong. This isn't just for fancy intellectual work. You could hit this state while gardening, playing music, or even organizing your sock drawer. Number 4. Productive procrastination. Scientists have found that some of the most brilliant minds in history were master procrastinators. When you're procrastinating on a big task, your brain is actually working on it in the background. It's like having a supercomputer running calculations while you do other stuff. Think of it like marinating meat. Sometimes you need to let things sit for a while to get the best results. Leonardo da Vinci was famous for jumping between projects. He would start painting something, then suddenly switch to designing flying machines, then go back to painting with fresh ideas. When you finally tackle that task you've been avoiding, you often come up with better solutions than if you had forced yourself to do it right away. Your brain has been quietly connecting dots while you were busy organizing your sock drawer. The pressure you feel as the deadline gets closer? That's actually your brain's turbo mode kicking in. Studies show that mild pressure can boost your performance and creativity. It's like your brain saying, "Now it's game time." The trick is to stay productive while you're avoiding that main task. Instead of watching endless TikToks, tackle smaller related tasks. Maybe you can't write that essay yet, but you can organize your research notes. These little tasks keep you in the game while your brain works its magic in the background. Number 3. Deep dive decisions. Imagine being at a restaurant with a massive menu. Your friend picks the first thing they see, while you're still analyzing every option. You're not just looking at food choices. You're calculating calories, considering past experiences, thinking about your plans, and factoring in the restaurant's specialty dishes. This kind of in-depth analysis is actually a sign of high intelligence that often gets mistaken for slowness. Think of it like a chess master. While a beginner sees only the next move, a master is playing out entire games in their head. A study found that people who take longer to make decisions often end up being right more often. They're not slow. They're thorough. Our brains actually use more energy when we're doing these deep dives. It's like running a supercomputer that's analyzing millions of possibilities. So when people say you're just slow for taking your time with a decision, remember you're not being indecisive. Your brain is just running complex simulations that others might not even think about. You're not overthinking, you're outthinking. Number 2. Boredom Brainiac. Highly intelligent people process information so efficiently that normal tasks can feel like watching paint dry. Imagine being forced to watch a movie in slow motion while everyone else thinks it's playing at normal speed. That's why these brainiacs often seem distracted or uninterested. Their minds are already 10 steps ahead. Their brains actually need more stimulation than average to stay engaged. It's like having a pet cheetah and expecting it to be happy walking at turtle speed. Scientists have found that these quick-thinking minds release more dopamine when tackling new challenges. That's why they're always hunting for the next mental puzzle to solve. But this can look like laziness or a lack of focus to others who don't understand what's happening. Picture a race car driver stuck in rush hour traffic. All that power and nowhere to go. These people often get labeled as problem students or difficult employees because they can't stick to mundane tasks. Take Thomas Edison. His teachers reportedly found him a difficult student because he was bored out of his brilliant mind. These people aren't broken. They're just operating at a different speed than everyone else. Their minds are constantly connecting dots that others don't even see exist. Number 1. Unfinished projects. Imagine your desk covered with half-started ideas, notebooks filled with scribbles, and projects in various stages of completion. Most people would look at this and think you can't finish anything, but your project graveyard might actually be a sign of a highly curious and creative brain. Think of your mind like a fireworks show. Each new idea is like a brilliant explosion of light, demanding attention before the next one takes over. Leonardo da Vinci, one of history's greatest minds, had hundreds of unfinished projects. His notebooks were packed with half-drawn inventions and incomplete sketches. Some of those unfinished ideas were centuries ahead of their time. Studies show that people who start multiple projects often have higher creativity scores because they are skilled at divergent thinking. They're not failing to finish. They're collecting experiences. Each unfinished project is actually teaching them something new. It's like having a mental library of ideas that can be mixed and matched later. The real magic happens when individuals who jump between projects finally find something worth finishing. They bring all those collected experiences and insights to the table. That's how groundbreaking innovations happen. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.